Hi all, this is Dr. J streaming to you live from Long Island, New York, where the weather is simply gorgeous. So today we're going to look at some of my favorites and some of your favorites in the biotech arena and in the pot stocks as well as the indices. So let's use my watch list, compliments of TD Ameritrade, where we can get graphs and charts of any stock I like. Although it is on the phone, I don't have access to my computer tonight, but I want to come to you at least briefly so that I can hit some highlights from Friday and stocks to watch for Monday. For tomorrow. The Dow Jones Industrial Averages was up a mere 0.2% on Friday, or 51 points. It wasn't the star performer of the indices, but it eked out a small gain. Apple, of course, is continuing in its winning ways, up 72 cents, a small gain as well to 207.74. I'm going to hit a few of these stocks, and then I'll look at the charts of some of them. ACB is one of my top 4 Canadian pot holdings. It was down on the day at 8 pennies to 6.41. Pot stocks have not been outperforming the last few weeks. In fact, this week was sort of a neutral for all stocks. The Dow did not make a new high this week. It came close, but I think it was 27,392 or 395 or whatever it is, the high from the week before, and it came close, but it didn't go past it. So the Dow took a breather. I think next week we will see new highs. Casti Pharma, big mover, Friday up another 10%. To 231. It seems like only yesterday that I sold it at $1.37. Of course, I bought it at 80 cents, so I entered at the right time, but I sure didn't exit at the right time. Casti fish oil drug is in play, along with Amarin, which is also in play. Let's take a quick look at the chart on Casti. In case I'm not feeling bad enough, I might as well take a look at what I'm missing. Okay, so it's trading well above the 50, which is the green, and it's also trading above the 100, with the 50 is above the 100, which is a good sign. And the last week it went up from, went up to as high, a high of the year, 244, and starting the week at the open was at $1.72, so it closed the week at what did it close the week at? It closed the week at close was 231. It's about 60 cents. Wow, that's about on $1.70. That's about a 30% move. That's not bad at all. A little bit more than that. I'll take that, except I won't take that because I got rid of a Casti. Doesn't mean that I can't get back into it. Of course, I kept saying that. I should have gotten back into it as I was urged to do by some of my followers on StockTwits. They said, Dr. J, why did you sell? You should have sold Amarin and kept ACST. Well, they were very prophetic. Good call, guys, the ones who told me that. You were on the money. I was a little off on my timing. It isn't the first time, and it won't be the last time, but I did need to do a capital raise, and I did have a nice profit. Okay, moving right along. Advaxis continues to hit the skids at 65 cents. This is after big reverse split. I feel bad for those still holding Advaxis. I was in it when pre-split when it hit 30. Those were the days. AGE, a regenerative medicine play, a spin-off of Biotime, up about 9% on Friday or 21 cents. ALNY, another one that I own, that I'm down about, I think I bought it at 80, so I'm not down much. I'm looking for 100 on Alnilam Pharma, gene editing play. They already have approval on one drug and probably will get others to follow. AMD has been nothing but short of spectacular, from single digits, a run to 34 over the course of a couple of years. I think there's more room to run. So this is one that you buy and you put away. It is a very strong stock. Probably one day will be 100 as well. Amgen, Ali, I think you're still in it. We have a loyal group of regulars. Ali is one of them. Jigglypuff, JD from Dallas, Brooklyn, from Maryland. How could Brooklyn be from Maryland? We have Greg from Long Island, New York. We have a whole bunch of guys and girls that kind of know each other just from this vlog and exchange ideas. Amarin is one that I'm very high on. I do have a small graph of Amarin. Let me just turn the phone around. We see that the 50 is about to cross the 100-day, and it's above the 200-day. So that's looking bullish. However, the price of Amarin stock is still hovering right at the 50. So we need to see a little move, a little pop, and I want to see that green line cross the purple. That would be nice. I want to see a move to about 19 or 20 on Amarin. I'm expecting good things from Amarin down the road. I think we're looking at a $40 stock. So my target on Amarin is $40 plus, whether it be a buyout or not. Target being like a 1 year target, 1.5 year target, something along those lines. So Amarin is a stock that Dr. J likes a lot. I keep adding little bits of it. A little bit here and a little bit there, and before you know it, you have a lot of it. All right, let's see what else. Amazon took it on the chin this week due to its implementation of its one-day shipping. Looks like a buying opportunity to me at 1943, down 30 points on Friday. It will be back to 2050 in a blink, I think. So Dr. J is very bullish Amazon, very bullish Apple, very bullish the Dow, very bullish the S&P, very bullish the NASDAQ. But what am I most bullish? You guessed it, the RUT. We'll get to that. The IWMs. I have a lopsided amount invested in that ETF as opposed to the others. Arrowhead, I own some of that, and that's been behaving pretty nicely for me. Bought it at about 18, so with that one I can't complain. Athesis, I have my biggest investment of all in Athesis, between biotechnology and including the pot stocks. I have a lot of Athesis. I keep buying more. I actually bought some at $1.50, and I'm looking for a big move over the next year, at least a double prior to the readout of data on its treasure trial in Japan, on its Masters 2 trial in America. So it's in 2 trials for ischemic stroke, both phase 3, fast-tracked by the FDA, and the Japanese agency is looking to push regenerative medicine stocks through. Basically, all it has to do is meet its safety profile. Of course, it's going to do more than that. So I'm very bullish Athesis. ATNM is one that I like, but I'm out of. I've been in practically all of these names that you see on my watch list. Biopath was one of my biggest winners, and it was also a big winner for Jigglypuff, but the credit goes to JD from Dallas, who told me about this from when it made its move from 2 to 4. I started to get in at 4, kept buying through 8 or 6, and watched it go to 73, I believe. And I got out, unfortunately, at 30, or 35, I don't really recall. Jigglypuff, you claim to have gotten out at 50. You're a better man than me, Jiggly. But we all made money there on Biotime. CGC, Canopy Growth. I have a pretty big position in Canopy Growth along with Kronos, a smaller position in Aurora, ACB. CGC is owned by Constellation Brands, not fully owned, 35%. That's enough. That's enough to control it. And they did kick the CEO out. They didn't like the way the stock was performing, and they kicked the CEO out. Let's see if the new CEO can do better. I'm hoping. I mean, it turned in a low at 33.38 on, what was that? That's not the low. The low came on here, 7:15. That's when it turned in the low at 33.38. And since then, it's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trading days where it's managed to stay above that 33.38. It was weak on Friday. If it does go below 33.38, this one potentially could sell off to $25 a share. I shouldn't say that because it gives me a queasy feeling in my belly. But come Monday, the optimist in me says we will go up on the pot stocks, up on CGC. And just maybe, we put in a low there on 7:15. And let's take a look at CNAB is another one I like. I don't own it, but they took over another pot company. This makes them the largest vertically integrated marijuana play in the United States. And I think they have potential to go from a $39 million market cap to a $200 million market cap over the course of the next 12 months. So Dr. J is saying that this could be a 5-bagger. That's what I'm translation, right? 40 million into 200 million goes 5 times last I checked. So this could be selling at $2.50 a share 1 year from now. That is what I think. That means I should buy some. Dr. J, give yourself a mental note, buy some. What else? Kronos, we talked about Kronos. Let's give it a quick look. Turn it around a little bit. Where are we? 7:17? 7:15 seems to be a low for several of the pot stocks, not only CGC, but Kronos. Turned in a low at 13.91. So even though it had a bad day Friday, closing at 14.90, That's still a point above the low. And just like with CGC, I think we're going to go up tomorrow on pot stocks, including Kronos. Kronos is 50%, 45% owned by Philip Morris, MO. I like Kronos. I think I've mentioned that I like it. Curaleaf, under attack by the FDA for making false claims about cannabinoids. Not false claims, unsubstantiated. That's the difference. I like this one. They're a big player in the dispensary area. And they also have vertical integration. I think I could see this one going up to, let's say, the low teens from 1 year from now. So my target on this one would be 13.14, something like that, 13.50, let's say. Not quite a double, but I think it's got enormous potential. As I'm very high on pot. I shouldn't say that. CVM. CVM. This is Buckhead Creek's favorite stock. It's also one of my favorite stocks. I think has an excellent chance of succeeding in its head and neck cancer trial, which is due any day now, or any week now. I'll make that any month now. Probably September or October, maybe November. Actually, the longer it takes, the better it is, because, as I explained before, the advisory committee said continue the trials until 298 events, meaning deaths. So those deaths are slowing coming. Primary endpoint will be met. That is, it extends life by 10% or whatever that means. After 3 years, I believe. And the 3-year period is over from the last person to have been administered multi-kind, their drug. This is an immunotherapy company, by the way. I like the way the trial was designed. I think it will succeed. I think this will go up big time. So Jigglypuff disagrees, and I respect Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff calls it junk. Buckhead Creek is very high on it, and I'm kind of high on it myself. Let's take a look at Cytokinetics, another one I have a big chunk of. They have a partnership with Amgen on a cardiac heart failure drug, CHF. There are a few good choices for CHF, and I think they will succeed with their trial as well. So a $12 stock here. I'm not sure when the data readout is on this one, but I think you could easily see $25 next year, or a buyout at about 30. So CYTK, I am very excited about this one. I am not selling a single share. Okay, DFFN, I own some of that. I have to make a mental note to sell it. It's a losing proposition for me. I don't have to sell it. I don't have that much of it. Maybe I won't sell it. I mean, it's been pretty yucky. It's trading well below the 50. The 50 is below the 100, and it's below the 200. I don't like this one from the chart, but who knows? I might just keep it for lack of interest. What do they call a stolen base when you're not interested? Indifference? I saw something like that. I might keep it out of indifference. Denali is a Parkinson's play. Editas is a gene editing play. What else? Facebook, under pressure due to its government involvements. What it gets slapped with? A $5 billion fine? Big deal. Slap on the wrist. It'll shrug that off and make new highs eventually. Facebook, I mean, it's not my first choice in technology, but I wouldn't be selling it if I owned it. I just don't own it. Wish I did own it. Fitbit, looks like it's been given up for the dead. Has it got a chance to come back? I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I owned it once upon a time. So I have no opinion on Fitbit. Okay, let's see what else. IBB was up 1%. IWM 1.2%. Nice move to 157.20. I'm doing well on my IWM. I expect to buy more maybe tomorrow. I like this one the best of the indices. I already have a disproportionate amount on it. I think the rut will outperform, and come sometime this week I will do a comparison of the IWM, the DIA, diamonds, the Qs, and the NASDAQ Qs, and the SPX spiders, SPY. Okay, I'll do it for 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, 1 year. We'll take a look at what performed the best in each of those intervals. Mesoblast, another stem cell company, along with Athesis. Marijuana, MJNA, is an interesting one. I own MMNFF, MedMen. Mankind, underwater, for anyone who's still in it, probably. I got out of it a long time ago with a loss, but I would have had a much bigger loss had I still been in it. Looking to get back in at some point. NDX, up 1.1%. NIO, the Chinese car maker, I call it the poor man's Tesla play. Had a nice week, a nice couple of weeks, running from the low twos or the mid twos to 351 at the close on Friday. What else? OCUL, excited about that one. I bought it I think under 3. Then I bought it again at 5. So, the second batch, not doing that well on, but I think it's good for 6. Dr. J's looking for 6. ONCS, looking for a re-entry point. I like their immunotherapy drug for melanoma. But it's a question of, putting up with splits, reverse splits, dilution, more reverse splits, more dilution. It's one of those. Eventually, it's going to pay off if you get in at the right time, I think. Planet Hollywood. Planet Hollywood is a Vegas dispensary. Had a nice little run, leveled off. PRPO is another one of those. Reverse split, dilute, and continue to do that. It has a good pipeline of medical tests, blood tests. It's an interesting play, maybe one day. What else? The Qs were up 1%. Nice move on the NDX, NASDAQ, 100. The Russell was up the same as the IWM, 1.2%. Snap, SNAP. Congratulations to Downtown Josh Brown for nailing this one. Called it at 12, said it's going to 17. You still in it, Downtown Josh Brown? If you're listening, let us know. Constellation Brands, very good buy. broke above 2. I was looking at it as low as $1.60. It's another one of those shoulda, woulda, couldas. I do own SWIR. It's been doing a lot of nothing, hovering around 12. TM, I bought at 220 recently, sold it at 327. It's an interesting play, but it's full of controversy. That's why I got out. Tandem is another one that should be going to 100. It's just a matter of time. They have the best device for type 1 diabetes. It's continuously monitors and it's an insulin pump that's very nicely automated. Tandem Diabetes, best in class product. Tesla, I don't know when to get in. 180 maybe, just a guess. Voyager, I got in, I sold at 27, got back in at 25. Should have waited a little bit. Only sold half and got back in. Ran it up from 9, so I can't complain. I think it'll be back up there, making new highs in short order. Exxon, let's take a quick look at this one. Since the CEO bought at 4, it's had a tremendous run. And the CEO bought a significant amount. That's enough. There's a reason enough for this run. Right now, we have an engulfing on Friday, a bearish engulfing at that. I'd be a little leery. So if you want to get in on this one, wait a little while, in my opinion. Maybe wait a week. ZYNE, buy the dips and sell the rips. This is an absolutely perfect buy the dips and sell the rips. So even on Friday, it closed at I hit 1147, closed 1131. It sold off a midweek where it was 1248, and it sold off from higher levels still at 1569. Notice it's starting to form a nice little trend line at the 200-day, an upward trend line. So I wouldn't be scared to buy it, looking for a swing trade or a long-term hold. This is one of JD's favorite stocks. I imagine you're in and out of it a lot. You can give us a little comment if you like. So this has been Dr. J, streaming live from Long Island, New York. I'm going to say sayonara, shalom, au revoir, arrivederci. See you all during the week. Normally it's a weekly vlog, but since I was away this weekend, I promise I will broadcast from my computer some more interesting charts and more in-depth broadcasts than tonight. See ya.